Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep, thank you for joining with us again.
Well, happy first episode Friday. I hope you're doing well, Mom.
I am doing fine, Brandon. How about you?
All is well here.
That sounds great.
So, Mom, what are we speaking about here today?
Today we this is our mockumentary month, and so we are talking about The Paper today.
Yes, and so the series just debuted on to Peacock on September the 4th of 2025.
Yes, and I'll give you a very brief synopsis of the first episode. In this particular episode, it actually kind of coincides with the TV show The Office, Brandon. It is 20 years later from when The Office actually started. And the paper company that was important for The Office was actually sold. And so it was sold to another company. But there is a newspaper an electronic newspaper that is they were trying to revitalize, and it's called the Toledo Truth Teller. And so a gentleman named Ned comes in, and he is actually there to actually help to revitalize this newspaper. And that, in essence, is the first episode, Brandon.
Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
And overall, what did you think about this first episode of The Paper, which is a pilot?
All right, Brandon. I thought it was very painful. And I know it has been renewed, and we have only seen the first episode, so maybe the further episodes are much better. But I thought it was very painful to watch. The only highlight for me for this particular episode was actually Ned and the enthusiasm he had for the paper and what he planned to do. So that to me was the enthusiasm for this particular episode.
Yes, and I would definitely, agree with that. I feel that from the time that we're starting off the episode to the time that Ned's introduced, that we're just given a lot of information and not really a lot's happening. I mean, we're introduced to some of the characters like Esmeralda, and we're given the backstory as to what happened to the office, if you will, but I don't actually know where their whole documentary thing is, because they do actually start off with saying that they're continuing on the previous documentary about Dunder Milden, but it doesn't exist. Why are they doing a documentary on it?
I don't know, Brad. That's a good question.
But all that to say, though, is I do like the character of Ned, and I like sort of what he's doing, the vision behind it, and all of that. The question is it going to continue on in the second portion of the episode way for the rest of the series? In which case, then I think it might be interesting to tune in to see if it does. Or is it going to be more at the beginning part of the episode?
That is a good question, Brandon. And I guess, for this, maybe we should have watched the first two episodes to see how things kind of moved along. But, typically on our first episodes, we do like to just tackle the first episode. And so, I'm not saying that we will not watch, or I should say, speak for myself. I'm not saying that I won't watch another episode. I'll just say that this is very painful, and so I will probably watch something else first. And so we'll see whether or not I kind of tune into a second episode.
Yeah, I would definitely feel that would be fair. And yeah, I'm curious as to how the show sort of will continue forward, but I do think it's gotten at least some sort of good reception, in the sense of not only did it release all at once, all first 10 episodes on Peacock, but they are re-airing them like on actual broadcasts on NBC. So that at least tells me that they're getting some new audience.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like that. And like I said, we'll see. Maybe if I watch a second episode, we'll come back later when we do one of our review shows and kind of let you guys know.
Yeah, we'll definitely let you know.
Yes. Did we have any connections with this show, Brandon?
Well, of course, we have the one with The Office, and there is a character of Oscar that is here that was previously on The Office.
Okay. Yes. And I do remember him being on The Office.
But yes, and I believe we do have another connection as well.
What is that?
So that will be with Greg Daniels.
Okay, who's that?
Okay, so Greg Daniels, he created the paper, and he also created Parks and Recreation in The
All right.
Office.
No, we did like Parks and Rec. So, out of all the mockumentaries so far that we've discussed, Parks and Rec is the one that I've liked so far.
You saying you haven't liked the Muppets?
Oh, I'm sorry. How could I leave out the Muppets? I do like the Muppets. So, I'm sorry. I should say, out of all the mockumentaries that I've seen so far, those are the two that stand out.
Yes, and I will say, as a slight technical, going back to what I was saying, of course, Greg Daniels, he did, of course, create the paper and Parks and Rec, but as a slight correction, is that he is the made for the American audience person for The Office, since it's based off of a British show.
Alrighty. And then Brandon, I like to rate the shows 1 to 5. 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. As I gave this one a 2.5.
Okay, and Mom, I'm gonna give this a free. I definitely think that this one sort of has a little bit more potential than something, let's say, like The Office, at least based off of just the first episodes, but I still don't know like sort of where the series is going per se based off of just the one episode.
Understood. Understood. And y'all have to let us know, audience, what were your thoughts of the paper? Was a new show? Do you like it? Do you think it's better than The Office? Do you like it? Do you think it's worse than The Office? I'd love to know what you think about it.
Yeah, and I definitely also love to know sort of how the series overall goes out and if it translates well from a streaming show to broadcast in those reruns.
Oh, yeah, we'd love to know that.
But Mom, overall, what have you been thinking about this month thus far?
Well, I did tell you that off camera that we did want to try some new things. So I'm glad that we actually tackled these new things.
Yes, and so I'm very much excited to see what we do for that final week, and I guess we'll have to wait and find out what we do.
Yep. Yep. You guys have to come back next week to find out what our last mockumentary will be.
Yes, you'll probably be as surprised as we are.
Yes. So we thank everybody for watching today.
And we look forward to seeing you next time.
All right. Have a great day, everybody.